So one of my favorite movie genres is the coming-of-age film. Why? Well, for me, it's because it helps me relive my childhood. And everything that happens in coming-of-age films, most of the time, are things that we all shared and we all experienced as kids. Our first kiss, ditching school, first cigarette, first drink, losing our virginity, etc., etc. Well, now we have a new coming-of-age film, an urban setting called Dope. And it's all set in the Bottoms in Inglewood, California. And I'm telling you, it's a cast of unknowns, but after one time you see this movie, you know these guys are destined for stardom. Remember Shameik Moore. Remember that name because he stars as Malcolm in Dope. He's a geek. He's not your typical black kid. He's not your gangster. He's a nerd. He likes computers. He wants to go to Harvard. So he gets mixed up in this caper where it's filled with drug dealers, with car chases, with insanity. It all takes place in one day. And it all happens because he goes to this underground party because he wants to get with a little lovely lady. And he gets inside this club where he's not allowed to be, obviously, and things go completely wrong. Okay, it gets raided, there's gunplay, and he escapes with a backpack, and it just so happens to be filled with drugs, with Molly, and with a gun. And what makes Dope really special and unique is that it has laughs just like any other teen comedy, but it also has a message. Okay, it shows that, you know, Malcolm wants to better himself, and it shows he's willing to do anything to make himself better and to get out of Inglewood. And he's surrounded by temptation every day, and he has great family and great mother who supports him. And that's what's really inspiring about this movie. Sure, it's got these crazy antics and crazy, situations, but then it also takes a step back and says, you know what, you can achieve anything if you put your mind to it. So there's so many unforgettable characters in Dope. I need a whole list this long to tell you all of my favorite ones. But you're going to come away saying, look, there's some characters that just in the movie for just a few minutes that you're just going to walk away going, that was brilliant. It really was. And one of them one of my big fan is Workaholics on Comedy Central is Blake Anderson, who plays a stoner computer hacker who helps Malcolm sell these drugs on the dark web. Have you heard about Silk Road? I can't tell you about it, but it exists. Blake Anderson is hysterical. He's got this shaggy hair. He reminds me of the Cowardly Lion from The Wizard of Oz. He steals just about every scene he's in, and rightly so, because the man is so funny. And Dope is just the starting point for his career in the movies. So since there's a whole nerd computer angle to Dope, it's the first movie that's accepting Bitcoins for admission. Can you believe that? So if you know what a Bitcoin is, if you're hip like I am, I know what Bitcoins are. You can mine your Bitcoins and use it to pay for your ticket to see Dope. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, just Google it. Now I'm going on and on about Dope, how much I love this film, and it's one of my favorite movies of the year. It's one of the best films of the summer. And you know what? I'm going to get his name right. Here's the director, and I hope I'm saying his name right. It's Rick Famuyiwa. Famuyiwa? Is that it? You know what? You just captured so much of Malcolm's struggles. I'd love to interview him. I'd love to find out where his inspiration was for all of these characters. Is it self-biographical? Is it just, I just love to know where he came up with a lot of these ideas for scenes, because you can just tell that there's got to be certain people or situations in his life that he wrote in this screenplay that he put up there on the big screen. Total talent, and you know what? I think I'll call him. Alright, so make sure you check out Dope. It's in theaters now. It's one of my favorite films of the year. It's one of the best times this summer. I'm telling you, you're going to come away with all of these incredible stories that you're going to relate to in this movie. And these guys, all three of them, you got the three musketeers. They're all these nerds that are just on the run from these drug dealers and gangsters, including Tony Revolori. Tony Revolori. I think I said his name right. Tony Revolori. Boy, I sure like to meet him someday. Dope's in theaters now. Make sure you check it out. Also, check out my interview with Blake Anderson right here on my YouTube channel. We had a conversation. Total laugh riot. No, it was. You don't believe me? Just watch it. Also, make sure you surf on over to my website at vegasfilmcritic.com. Head over to iTunes and grab my podcast. And if you like what you see, click on that little V in the corner there. That way you can subscribe and never miss any of my videos. I'm Jeffrey Howard from Sin City, where it's 110 degrees today. Look at this. You don't believe me? I'm leaking. I'll see you next time.